Guys, you guys wanted some landfill content and we're gonna give it to you. So I'm gonna trade Daniel a Bojangles biscuit for some content of the new John Deere 850 pushing trash, and then we're gonna slap the camera on the 826C with Antonio, and you guys are gonna get all the trash footage you've ever wanted. But first, I need just a minute of your time. So I was just talking to Daniel about boots and how comfortable these Brunts are, and he said, oh, I just got me a pair. I think we got the same pair, don't we?
Same stuff.
These are nice during the summertime. The thing I love about them is there's no break-in period.
None whatsoever.
You just open the box, slap them on your feet, and you go to work. I've had these for about 2 months. Best decision I've made in a long time. I'm gonna throw a QR code up on the screen right now. You can save a few bucks off of your first order. There's all kind of different styles, colors, sizes, you name it, they've got you covered. We also have to have steel toe out here for safety reasons, so they got you covered on all aspects. But these right here are the bomb for summertime, because you know I wear long socks, and you have tall boots and your feet get daggum hot.
I don't like tall socks,
yeah,
so I can wear these with short socks.
There you go. I like them though. They're
super comfortable.
They really are.
Straight out of the box.
And even like after 2 months, they're even more comfortable than they were right out of the box, which is hard to believe. So I used to wear my boots until they were like absolutely nothing left, steel toes coming out of the leather, and the only reason was because I didn't want to have to break them in. But as you just heard me and Daniel say, these things are ready to go right time they get to your door. So do your wallet and your feet a favor, go check out Brunt, use this QR code, save yourself a few bucks, your feet will thank you. All right, now let's push some trash.
Yeah. can see this, but we're gonna let y'all ride for a little while from inside the cab. I've never been around this before. The biggest thing is just keeping your head on a swivel. Trucks in and out, me pushing, backing up. You really got to watch out for the customers. Like anything else, they're in a hurry. They going to get the next load, so they try to get in and out as quick as possible. But just an idea of what we do day to day. From sitting in this cab, you don't really see like you do out on the ground. So just to give y'all an idea of what I'm doing, when I go to push these piles, I'm actually looking at the tips of the blade on both sides, watching the tracks, making sure I'm not digging up too much material to keep the floor as level as possible. You know, I can't see anything over the front of the machine to what the blade's touching, so you're really pushing from the edge of the blades, and a lot of it just, you know, you kind of figure it out where the blade needs to be to where you're not digging too much into the floor, but you're taking enough of the trash that you're not leaving the big bulky stuff there, because we really like people to back up as far as possible. But we're also not making customers back over trash to risk busting a tire, picking up a nail. The possibility's there just because we can't pick up everything, but we try to keep it as clean as possible for the customers. If y'all see, kind of look around to more of these videos, most of our customers are repeat. You know, a lot of these guys are back and forth 8, 9, 10 times a day. So they know what to do. You don't really have to hold their hand. They come in, back up, dump whatever they have, and move on out of the way. So man, it's really smooth out here, honestly. No big issues to say on a day-to-day basis. Really, the only time that we have to help is people that's never been here before. They unsure about where to go, so we may have to get out and help them, you know, guide them, put them in the right direction. I don't know if Ryan expected me to put it in the cab and talk to y'all, but if he don't like it, he can delete it, I guess. Basically what I do is I bring this trash to this edge. When it's not super busy like this, I'll leave it here. Antonio will come, take it with the compactor and run it down to the bottom. Some material that's harder to push, if I've already got the load, I may take it down. Some of the fabric stuff gets caught in the wheels of the compactor, so when possible I try to take it down. But my main priority is the floor, keeping the floor clean for the people coming in. Some stuff we will leave on the floor. A lot of this paper material that's ground up here, just creates more dirt material. And it's actually pretty easy to push the trash off the top of it and keep the paper on the floor. So the combination of that and cardboard and stuff to get it run over, over time it turns into dirt, running over, tracking over it every day. So it really don't require a whole lot of covering where they back up, because we push a lot of the big material off, or all of the big material off, and leave the smaller stuff, and it gets ground up between the tracks and the compactor wheels. Some of that paper material I was just talking about, that if you see, I know it's kind of hard to see from y'all's angle, but I'll leave a little bit of it on the floor, so it covers up some of the small trash that's left on the floor. Then you can back over it and it kind of blends in over time. Y'all can see we get a lot of different material. Paper, construction debris. Here in this pile we got some limbs and grass material that's mixed in with some pallets from a landscaping company. With the pallets and stuff mixed in, they can't take it up to the mulch yard, so we get it down here and we blend it in with the rest of the trash down the hill. Backing into you. Get this floor cleaned up. I'll take y'all to the bottom, let y'all see what it's like going to the bottom in the 850. Really not that steep, so you're looking at maybe between 28 and 35% slope. It's not too bad. Pushing down this slope, what we try to do is we'll pick the blade up just a little bit, let it roll some material up under you, like this. Back up, get you a little more. That way you're not digging the slope out as you go. Kind of helps you walk the trash down a little over time instead of carrying the whole load down to the bottom at one time. Unless it's some bad material like I was talking about with that fabric or something. These big rolls of stuff, we'll try to take them on to the bottom, get them out of the way so you're not running over them. Under a machine, something like that. So basically just walk this trash down. You're trying to running over it as you go, so it's just blending it in. The guys on the compactor, they'll come back down here in a little while and scatter this stuff out, pack it in. It's a daily process around here. Grab another load, push to the edge. All day long. Normally I'd have the radio playing a little louder. Sit in here, push trash, listen to the radio. Being I'm talking to y'all, I got it turned down. Kind of hard to hear me talk over Kicks 99, I guess. material. Basically push the floor clean and wait on trucks to come in and dump. Some days are a lot busier than others. Like I said earlier, today's one of the slower days. It's not quite as bad. Let these guys dump, and then we take the material off the floor.
Hey Daniel, you did such a good job today filming.
Yeah.
There's $250 right there, man. It's blowing around everywhere out here. It kind of looks real, man.
Looks real, yeah.
It don't feel real.
That's
though.
right. You'd be surprised at the people that pick them up.
Oh, I'm sure. It caught my attention.
Yeah, especially these that are a little more realistic looking.
Yeah, they're fresh out the dryer, man. Well, Daniel, I sure appreciate you, dude.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
y'all.
Thank you for everything.
Have a good evening.
Yep, you too, buddy. Well, there you go, guys. Daniel and Antonio was kind enough to get y'all some trash pushing footage. I'm very grateful to those guys because I've been in stupid meetings all day. I'm very grateful for y'all for watching the channel, all your support. Check out the description below for that Brunt website. Use that code. Maybe try you out a new pair of work boots. And also, I need you guys to do a rain dance because it is so dusty and dry around here. So do that for me and I'll see y'all on the next video. Later.